If you are dating online and you're not having success, you're probably making these three mistakes. And in today's video, I'm going to reveal what those mistakes are and how you can turn them around to find love online. Mistake number one is you wait for men to initiate contact. Unfortunately, most dating advice says that women shouldn't chase because it's a sign of desperation or low self worth. And that translates into online dating as sending the first message to a guy. I happen to disagree vehemently because my dating is about principles, not rules. And one of my dating principles is that women should be assertive and not aggressive. So, sending the first message is a way to assert yourself and give a man a green light. It's like saying, you have permission to talk to me, to ask me out. And what happens when you don't send those first messages is what happens to most people, which is you get whatever falls into your net, which is often not at all what you're looking for. I have so many clients whose inboxes are full of messages like, hello, beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. And the match is not a good one. So when you are the one who initiates contact, you're empowered. You are the chooser. There's another reason why sending the first message and searching is really important. And that is because on a site like Match, a dating site, not a dating app where you set your preferences, a lot of times people set their preferences differently. And so, for example, you may have your preferences set to 20-mile radius, and someone else may have their preferences set to a 50-mile radius. And so the person with the 50-mile is going to find you, but you're not going to find them if you're in the wrong location. And so this actually happened to me. I searched on a dating site, I don't remember which one, and I found this guy who was cute and had a great sense of humor, loved his profile, and I messaged him. And I was younger than his preferences, and I was outside his geographic preferences. And he liked me enough to start the first conversation, to drive an hour for the first date, and we ended up in a relationship. He would never have found me. So I encourage you to initiate contact. Do not wait. Do not be passive. Mistake number two, your messages are not compelling enough. Most people have no idea what to say. It's like a cold call. You're messaging someone you've never met before, and often our messages are boring. And we get messages from men that are either objectifying us and just talking about our looks, or sometimes people post a whole profile in a message and say, let me tell you about me. So if you're tired of messages like that, it's important for us to write a message that's also compelling so that we can get better results. Again, assertive, not aggressive, be empowered. What happens when you message a guy and he doesn't answer? Let's get to that one first, because often people get extremely upset when you keep sending messages out and you're not getting answered. So it happens for a lot of reasons, and I'll give you a couple. Sometimes on a site like Match.com, if they're not a paid member, they're still going to be there on the site. They don't take them down. And so you think they're available, but they're not. Now they have some new ways that you can see when they've been online, or when they've been last active. And so that's one of the ways that you can tell if a person's actually checking messages. But a lot of times they're not a paid member and they actually can't read or respond to your message. Another reason why people don't respond is they're busy. They don't get to their messages right away. I mean, it happens to me. I'm sure it happens to you. You get messages. I mean, I had a client the other day. She had probably 10 messages in there. She hadn't even known they were there. And so that doesn't mean she doesn't like these guys. She just got busy with work and hadn't gone into her Match inbox. And the third reason is that a lot of times when they're really popular, they get tons of messages, and you're just one of the tons of messages. So you can't do anything about whether they're a paid member or whether they're busy, right? We can't do anything about that, but we can write messages that stand out and get noticed. 90% of the people dating online write messages that are ineffective. And you can have the advantage by writing a message that puts you in the top 10% of his inbox. You're going to stand out. So here's how. You start with something that piqued your interest in his profile. So, for example, I noticed you've been to Italy. Maybe somebody wrote about Italy and you loved your trip to Italy. So, the second part of your message is something he should know about you. One of my favorite trips was to Venice, Rome, and Florence. I loved seeing those incredible museums. Can't wait to travel again when the pandemic lifts. And then you ask a question, make it simple, like when the pandemic ends, where are you going to travel first? So we're engaging on something that the guy wrote in his profile, and then you sign your name. Very easy. It stands out because it's not, hello, beautiful. How's it going? What's happening? Too many of those messages. And just imagine you've connected with him and you're writing something that stands out from all the others. The last mistake that I'm going to talk about today is your profile does not stand out. Often we write things that are bland. We post pictures that are not effective. And I'm going to talk right now about your profile essay. Online dating sites and apps are a marketing platform for love. That's what it is. It's you marketing yourself. And so if you were to market a business, you would want to stand out. You would want to talk about what makes you different. And that's how you attract your ideal customer. And online, that's how you attract your ideal match. It's also how you get somebody curious enough to want to know more. We often don't post anything that's really interesting. We post a bunch of adjectives that are boring, that are cliche, that sound like everybody else, and we don't stand out. So let's talk a little bit about what a profile is for and what it's not for. Your profile is for attracting the right men to you. It's also a quick window into your authentic self. A profile is short and it is specific, meaning not just I am creative, but I am a creative artist who loves to do watercolors. And it's positive. We often read profiles that are so negative. I read one the other day where the guy was like, don't women read profiles anymore? Yes, I am really 5'1". So I guess he's been on a lot of dates with women who didn't read his profile and were shocked at how short he was. Doesn't sound so good, though. Doesn't make you want to date a guy who is angry that women don't read. A profile is about the highlights of your life, not your whole life. We often include too much or too little. A profile also shows that you value and respect yourself with the words that you use. You can, if you can, and this is when I write a profile, we include some humor. So that also shows what you find funny. And it also illustrates that you really understand men. And we do that by the words we use, by how we talk about what kind of man we want, what we admire, what we respect. And it reveals that you have layers to you that you're going to reveal slowly to the right man. It also shows that you have standards, relationship standards, by the way that you express yourself. And also, you bring a little flirtation and a little fun without being too sexual. So a profile is not negativity. It's not your whole life. It's not just a list of adjectives. I am short. I am funny. I am fun. I like to travel. It's really about, I loved my trip to Italy because I got to see the most amazing museums, which spoke to my heart as an artist. We're getting to know who you are by the words you choose. And it's not easy to write a great profile. It's not easy to write a great message. And it's not easy to stand out, which is why I do this for a living. I work one-on-one with clients to help them get their best profile up, to pick the best photos, to write the best messages, and to initiate contact. So if you do those three things, you're going to be head and shoulders over all the rest of the women out there who kind of blend into the crowd. So I do this one-on-one, and I offered a course last April when the pandemic started. It's called Find Love Online During the Pandemic. It's coming up this Thursday, and we have a few spots still open. I'm going to put the link here. I would love to have you join us if you've never been a part of the group. It is comprehensive. The workbook alone is worth the price of admission. And it's a 4-week course where we go through every single aspect of online dating. So join us at Find Love Online during the pandemic and stop making these mistakes, and you'll start to attract the right partner.